the set list the whole time, so you can remember it.
And what about Absence of Fear?
No.
You won't sing that? Okay. What about...
when I was 18 and 19, I'm sure
Is there a speaker volume knob? I think it's over there.
You drink anything when you're not allowed to.
That'll help.
The Goodbye Alice in Wonderland. Will you sing that?
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't practiced it. I just go out there
and
figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
What other ones do you
All
got?
right. Okay.
Or what other songs? I mean, I wasn't trying to...
Oh, no. What other songs? Well, Stephenville, Texas is like, that is, yeah,
oh, good.
definitely my favorite.
I'm glad. That's cool.
I love that song. I love that everything is temporary if you give it enough time.
So true. That's the good and the bad of it.
Yeah, no kidding. So, what... I guess this was from my son, who's in Argentina. He could have been here tonight, but it was his choice to be in Argentina. But he wants to know, in what way did your South American friends influence or change your views on religion, and why? It's your aunts, like you said you knew some people like from Chile and stuff. And
yeah, I had a lot of, the great thing about Homer, Alaska, where I'm from, is travelers would always come through because it's one of the prettiest places in the world, and we always had world travelers come through that were from everywhere, you know, Chile and as well as Australia, Costa Rica, just everywhere, all over the world, all over Europe, and it was great. I got to get turned on to different books and, you know, different things like that. My favorite poet of all time is Chilean, and Pablo Neruda. And there's just so many passionate, great writers. I think literature is well served by the Latin writers.
And I noticed that Richard Branson is involved in your company. Are you going to go to the moon?
I don't know if he'll give me a deep discount. We'll see.
And what is your inspiration for the Lullaby CD?
I wrote Lullaby, a lot of those songs just over time, during times in my life when I was stressed and I needed to relax, and it was hard for me to calm down. And singing's always been like an active meditation. It forces me to relax. And I wrote Raven when I was about 16, when I had moved out on my own, and I was pretty nervous. And I wrote Angel Standing By while I was homeless. And I thought, if I'm an adult and I enjoy these types of songs, there must be other people, adults, that want lullabies, for lack of a better word, just something to calm me, kind of like a prayer and song or something. And that's what gave me the idea to do the album.
And so, do you think, how much has Thai influenced you switching over to country?
Not at all, actually.
Really?
No. I was just raised on a lot of country music. It's always been a really strong influence in my writing. I liked storytellers, so I loved Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan, and I loved Loretta Lynn and Merle Haggard and Chris Christopherson and Steve Earle, because they were strong storytellers. I always thought they had more in common than their genres. I just loved strong viewpoints more than I liked hits, sort of. And I was real drawn to that type of artist. So it's always been a real strong influence in my stuff.
Well, I grew up with Joni. I mean, because I'm old enough to be your mom. And then in Stephenville, Texas, you can definitely feel the Bob Dylan influence.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally, yeah. So, my son told me to ask you this. Did you attend the Michael Jackson Memorial?
Nope. I didn't. I wasn't there.
And
watched it.
Do you still practice yodeling? We watched you yodel with your dad. I don't even remember what show it was on. It was something like in the mid-90s.
Yeah, I remember that.
And this was at the same time that my son and I were singing, and we used to sing I Never Leave White Towels on the Floor Anymore, and it was like a long time before we were like, oh wow, those are wet towels.
I'd leave pink ones and blue ones, but just not white.
And let's see. So, what's your favorite venue to perform in? Do you have one?
Gosh, some stand out in my mind. Just great gigs I've been able to do. Carnegie Hall was a lot of fun, and the Royal Albert Hall in England was beautiful. I got to sing for the Pope in the Vatican. That was pretty amazing. That was a great venue. I'll say the Vatican. You know. house the Pope built. Whoop, whoop.
Are you going to sing Near You Always?
Probably.
Good. And I guess that's kind of, you know, I mean, I guess what was the biggest change in your life when you were really noticed and you were signed by a major record label?
And when did that happen?
Well, no, like what was the most dramatic change after that happened? What changed in your life?
I went from living in a car to living in cars on the road. I don't know, I guess hope. I had something to fight for. I didn't think when I was homeless there was much of a shot for anything better. When I got signed, I didn't think it was a guaranteed anything, but I thought if I could work really hard there might be hope to make a living doing something I actually enjoyed.
But you must have always really believed in yourself.
I don't know. I never looked at music as I don't know, I never saw it from the outside. I always saw music from the inside. It was just it was like being able to go hiking in your mind, you know, you shut your eyes and you find pathways and they'd open up. It was always just a really personal journey that was so fun. I just became addicted to it, but I wasn't even trying to get signed. Like, I wasn't living in my car to get a deal. I was just trying to get by, and that's how I was raised, was singing to get by. But I never thought I'd get a record deal or be famous or anything. I appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, this is such a great, it's like such a great thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I better go get dressed.
Okay, could you just say one thing? Could you just tell my son you can't believe he chose being in Argentina over coming to see you? His name's Devin.
Okay. Hey, Devin, I'm glad you're enjoying Argentina. Your mom said you made the right decision. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the show.
Oh, we definitely will.